Okay, well, yeah, it's another love poem. I know on the program it says UC prompt number 3, but you know, that's just me being really angsty and it actually isn't my UC prompt number 3, so thanks guys, do not write a love poem for your UC applications, just saying. This one's untitled. There is a man I know who was born in a hospital but will probably die in a casino under a fluorescent ceiling, look up to look like the open sky. He will die thinking that the next hand will be the one, that the next slot pull will be the jackpot, that after so long he will have enough money to finally go to the moon. But this is not how the story starts. No, stories don't start in outer space. Most of them start like this. It started with treasure map hunting in the city without a map. He was told there was nothing to find, but he knew there was. He knew there were quiet moments in the subway station between people leaving and people arriving when he could feel the city take a breath underneath his feet. And then there was water. For a place where nothing grew but concrete jungles and egos, there was rain. So much rain and hail and snow that it convinced him the city was Atlantis and that God tried every year to bring it back to its home on the bottom of the ocean. And so, the boy grew, and before he became the man who sat lonely at casino bars, he learned to take his first gamble when he saw this one girl. This one girl he knew wasn't from the same place he was, when he saw her sitting still, reading in a city full of people moving too fast to take a breath or grow or realize that every day was a drowning. When he saw her smiling eyes, everything stopped. When she told him she thought the city looked the best in the rain, he realized people needed to start taking more chances instead of just giving them. When he held her hand, he realized that if every pair of hands had a purpose and if his was to hold on, then hers were the map he needed to lead him back home. He never found Atlantis, but with her, he didn't wait at subway stations anymore. Instead, he'd sit with her and time would stop. And so they took a city of gray shadows and made it into a sea of swimming lights. She was a gap in the middle of the ocean, and he was learning how to use his lungs for the first time. But before he could learn how to breathe, she evaporated. His hands, made for holding, weren't meant to hold on to running water, and so she left him like the moon bleeding out of his veins, and so the city spun and spun and spun back onto the black and red of the roulette board. Now, when I ask him why he traded city lights for cigarette lights, he tells me that here, he would never lose anything, not when he had a choice to live it all again with the next hand, and I didn't know how to reply. Maybe that kind of thing doesn't warrant a reply. Maybe all of us just need the courage to look at the night sky again without thinking about the person who told us outer space was only a 20-minute drive straight up into the atmosphere and then left for outer space without us. Maybe we just haven't properly reached to hold on to somebody before. Maybe we didn't touch them and realize that we are all full of broken window panes. Maybe when we held them, we were holding on to a feeling instead, or a new car, or a night sky, or a validation of our own fears. Maybe we need to start reaching for real people from now on, before the water cycle takes them away from us. Maybe if we do this, we'll stop looking like liars and more like the people we all see in the mirror sometimes. There is a man I know. He tells me that the city breathing underneath his feet sounds a lot like falling in love. I forgot to ask him about whether or not he looks in mirrors anymore. Thank you.